the genuine pleasure of meeting with Nancy Moore recently. Nancy is the owner and founder of the Porch Company right here in Nashville, Tennessee. So come and listen while Nancy shares her insider tips about planning your porch, how to avoid disappointments after your porch project is finished, and how to take your current porch and upgrade it inexpensively. I hope you enjoy the interview with Nancy. Thank you. Hi, I'm Mary with FrontPorchIdeasandMore.com, and today we're here with Nancy Moore with the Porch Company out of Nashville, Tennessee, and Nancy's going to give us some great ideas and thoughts about porches. And so, first of all, Nancy, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today and to share this with our site visitors. We really, really appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about who is the Porch Company in Nashville and what do you do?
Okay. The Porch Company, we've been in business 18 years, and for 18 years all we've done is focus on the ideal porch. So we have developed over time lots of different ideas, but really have developed what we think is just the best porch with all different variations of that might mean, but design and building that porch.
Awesome. Well, I know that we love your porches, and we've seen so many beautiful pictures of your porches, and we even feature them on our site. So we've heard that there's like a resurgence in people wanting front porches, or just porches in general for their homes. So have you found that with the Porch Company, and why do you think that porches resonate so much with people?
Okay. Well, again, we've been in business 18 years, and the porch business has surprisingly been strong for all those 18 years. I have a theory that back in the 50s and the 60s, when air conditioning became prevalent, everybody moved inside and closed their windows. I think that the ball has just swung the opposite way on the pendulum, and people are going, oh, I want to go outside, I want to smell things again, I want to feel the air on my face. And I think that's why in the last 20 years that I've been in business, porches have been very popular.
Great. And probably TV too.
Right, drove people inside. Yes, and so people are just going, hey, that outside was pretty nice.
Very good. Yeah. So, Nancy, just help us a little bit in the planning process when someone's going to build a porch. How do you help a client decide like what size their porch should be and what the layout of the porch should be?
As a designer, I do that on every client I work with. We go through that process, and I ask them questions. Who's going to be using this porch? How many people are going to be on it? What kinds of activities do you want to do on that porch? And those are the things that lead to the size and function of that porch. Most of the time, people will say, well, I want to have both a dining space and a living space, and I want it to be somewhat carefree. I don't want to have to baby this place. So we come up with materials and size appropriate for those furniture. For example, where you place the doors impacts your furniture layout. So whenever I design a porch, I'm laying out the furniture, or at least a possible furniture layout, at the same time to show the client this is how much space you're going to need to have these kinds of activities.
So you actually kind of walk the client through what their real life is, and you know, if they're going to do a lot of entertaining on their porch or have their family on their porch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some people just, it's a family, 4 to 6 people kind of porch. Other people are large entertainment. They want to be able to put 30 people out there. Different needs.
Well, I know a lot of times when you go through projects, especially like building a porch or something like that, that when you get to the end of it, you go, oh, shucks, I should have thought of doing this or doing that. And it's so disappointing. So are there any tips that you can give to people to help them avoid having those disappointments after their porch is built?
Absolutely. Because we have been doing just one idea for 18 years, you know, we've kind of run into everybody's different needs and stuff. So we can help the client. So we can suggest, have you thought about this or have you thought about that? And it'll bring to mind things that they have not ever even begun to think through. And that's another reason why when you go to hire somebody to build anything for you, is it somebody that's done this before? Have they thought this through before? And so I can really help the client avoid mistakes like that, of just like, oh, I should have done X, Y, Z.
Oh, I can really see the benefits of having a company like you build a porch for us.
And just like a kitchen company, if you want a kitchen design done, make sure you go to a kitchen company.
Sure.
They've thought it through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Nancy, in all of your years of building porches with the Porch Company, what are some of the really kind of nifty features that people include in their porches today?
Okay, that has changed over time. The fireplaces would be one big item that we do quite often. And then again, in the last few years, we've started adding TVs over the fireplaces. That's been, a lot of people actually will use that porch with ball games, and those kind of things are a great place to gather on the porch and watch the ball game. So we've been putting TVs on porches. We do simple things like adding a tabletop, which is a pass-through from the kitchen window, so food can easily be passed onto the porch. Some built-in benches and nooks are used every now and then. So those are some of the features.
So the porch just becomes an extension of their home.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like an outdoor entertainment room.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another thing we've been doing is adding the winterized panels so that you can block the wind, and maybe if you have a fireplace or some kind of a heat source, you can actually use that porch in a lot more inclement weather or colder weather than you would be otherwise.
So it would turn like a screen porch into a 3-season and sometimes even 4-season porch if you live in a warmer climate.
Right, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want one of those today. So Nancy, for those people who don't really have the resources, or maybe they don't want to have a brand new porch built because they like what they already have, what idea might you have, or ideas to help a person figure out what can they do with their current porch to sort of update it and give it a fresh new look?
Well, and it's the same thing with remodeling. The first, the biggest, the cheapest way to transform anything is with paint. And a lot of people, they just leave their porches either a natural or a wood tone, and they always look like they don't quite belong to the house. They're a little appendage. If you will just take that porch and put some white paint on it, or whatever your trim color is, it's amazing the difference, the transformation that porch will make. The other thing that's so simple is if you've got a floor that's kind of beat up and not looking in great shape, they make such wonderful indoor-outdoor rugs these days that look absolutely great.
Yes.
Throw those down on the floor. They just look wonderful and will totally warm up the room. The other thing that people do a lot these days is they're putting curtains using umbrella type fabric, which is outdoor fabric, and putting curtains up, and it just, again, it transforms the room, it softens it. So those are all relatively inexpensive things you can do to really make that porch look like a different room altogether.
You could actually do those things in a weekend.
Absolutely.
And you could just transform the ambiance.
And those are things you can do yourself. You don't have to hire somebody to do those.
Those are great tips. So you've been involved with porches for many years now. So Nancy, just tell us, what is your idea of the perfect porch?
Well, the first thing the perfect porch has to have is easy maintenance. I don't want a room I have to go out there and mop and clean and feel like I have to take care of. So it's got to have easy maintenance. I've definitely got to have a porch in a situation where I've got quite a bit of breeze. And if you're built into the nook of a house where you don't get a breeze, make sure you've got extra fans. But have lots of fans, keep that air movement going on all the time, and then have just wonderfully comfortable furniture that you can actually relax on. Not just are pretty to look at, but you know, the outdoor hanging bed, those kinds of things that are just so wonderful. So make it a room that you truly can relax and enjoy your time spent out there, and don't have to fuss over.
Oh, those are great tips, Nancy. Thank you so much for meeting with us today and sharing all these great tips.
Thank you for asking.
The Porch Company is definitely something that people want to consider if they live in the Nashville area and they would like to have a custom porch built. So this is Mary with FrontPorchIdeasandMore.com. If you would like to learn more about Nancy's porches, you can visit our site, FrontPorchIdeasandMore.com. We have lots and lots of porch ideas, and we thank you for visiting us today.